So at SHOT Show 2024, Rost Martin made their debut with the RM1C. And then at SHOT Show 2025, they dropped the RM1S subcompact. But they weren't done there, and they dropped another gun on us, and that's what we have in this box. Let's head over to the other bench, get it out of the box, and check it out. So I want to take a quick break and give a big shout out to my friends over at Fat Tack. And if you are a big guy like me, Fat Tack's got you covered. They've got shirts, shorts, swim trunks, hats, you name it. And they even have awesome holsters that are specifically made for bigger guys. So if you want to help out the channel, head over to Fat Tack, pick up some Chris from the 740 merch, and while you're there, check out all the other cool stuff that they offer, and check out the influencer store, because not only is Fat Tack supporting me, they are supporting a lot of other awesome content creators. All right, we're over on the other bench, and we're going to get this unboxed. Now, Rost Martin does a really nice job with these boxes. They're all black. It's like a matte black. Then you've got the Rost Martin logo down the center here, and it's more of a shinier black, but they really do a nice job with these boxes. So we'll lift the lid off, and then that is what you're presented with. So it does come with 2 mags. We're going to set these off to the side, and we're going to talk about the mags here in a few. And then we've got our gun, and it does have a band around here. We'll get that off, and we want to make sure that this gun is clear, no mag and nothing in the chamber. We're good to go. We're going to set that off to the side. Then this is going to lift out, and there is the owner's manual. And they have a really nice owner's manual. We've got a lock. We've got 2 extra back straps. And then here we have our hardware kit. Now we've got a couple different Torx wrenches in here. We've got some screws. And then we have an optic mounting plate. Now this plate is for the RMR footprint. But we're going to talk a little bit more about the optic plates here in a second. And that is everything in the box. All right, so this is the Rost Martin RM1C comped. And we're going to talk about this here in a second. And if this gun looks familiar, that is because I have already done a review on the Rost Martin RM1C. And as you can see, this one does not have a comp. This was the very first gun Rost Martin came out with. They debuted this at SHOT Show 2024. And shortly after SHOT Show, they sent this out for a review. All right, now I've got both of them here together. And as far as I can tell, nothing has changed on the comped version versus the original, other than the fact that this has the comp. The grip is exactly the same. The trigger is exactly the same. So it kind of comes down to you whether you want a comped version or a non-comped version. Now you're probably asking yourself, well, Chris, the sights are completely different. They are. And that's because on the original one here, I added the excess sights to it. These are a suppressor height sight. But when I first got the RM1C, it had this exact same sight setup that the comped version has. All right, let's go over some quick specs on this, and then we'll dive into all the features. So this has an overall length of 7.1 inches. The grip width on this is 1.1 inches. The height on this is 5 inches with the flush fit mag and 5.5 inches with the extended mag. And the RM1C Compt weighs 21.1 ounces with a flush mag and 21.5 ounces with the extended mag. Alright, let's start going over the features on this, and we're going to start right here on the top and we'll just work our way down. So this is an optics ready slide. You do have to use optic plates. There is no direct mount optic that will fit this slide. Like I said at the beginning of the video, it does come with an RMR footprint plate. So anything with an RMR footprint will fit on that plate that comes with your RM1C Comp. Now, if you go to their website, they also offer mounting plates for the RMSC footprint, the Delta Point Pro footprint, and I think that's it. I think you have 3 different plate options. So if you do want to put anything different than an optic with the RMR footprint on this, you are going to have to go to Rost Martin's website and order another plate. Now, as far as the sights go, you've kind of got this U-notch, all blacked out rear sight. It does have serrations in it to cut down on the glare, and it kind of reminds you of a sight that you would see on a Springfield, and we're going to talk about that in a second. Now, if we look up in the front, you've got a white dot front sight. Now, one of my complaints right out the gate with this, and it's been a complaint with every one of these Rost Martins that I've reviewed, because I've reviewed all of them, is the fact that it should come with suppressor height sights, just due to the fact it is an optics ready pistol. But there is kind of a drawback to that. So we're going to go back to the original RM1C. Now, I have the XS suppressor height sights on this, and this is the tallest set of sights that they have, and as you can see, with the optic plate and the optic that I have on here, I cannot co-witness my sights. Now, this is the Gideon Optics Rock, and it does have a rear sight built into the back of the optic, so I am able to use the rear sight on the optic with the front sight if this dot goes down, because this is, I should say this was my carry gun. And now Rost Martin is offering upgrade suppressor height sights on their website. We're not allowed to talk about prices, but they are very reasonable. I thought it was a really good price on them, so they do have that option. I just wish they would put them on the gun right out of the box. So back to the sight. What you're going to have to do with any Rost Martin you get is get the taller sights, and you can get optics with a lot shorter bases on them. The Rock is pretty tall, and that should give you the ability to co-witness your sights. So it's just something to keep in mind. This is the Rost Martin RM1S. This is their new subcompact that came out about the same time this Compt version came out. And as you can see, I have not replaced the sights on this yet. But even if I do put suppressor height sights on it, I still don't think it's going to work if I continue to use this Siley Chameleon, just due to the fact how tall the base is, and the Chameleon does not have a backup iron sight. Now, this is the gun that I am now carrying. I kind of retired the RM1C and went to this subcompact. I really like this gun. I also have a review out on this. But being that this has a comped barrel and the cutout in the slide, I'm guessing this is probably going to shoot pretty flat, and this may become my new carry gun. Alright, now let's just talk about the best part of this gun, because this is why you would buy the RM1C Compt. So here you've got this nice big port right in the top of your barrel. I'm going to show it to you from all the different angles. And what's super cool is that you have that cutout on the slide. It just looks really, really good. Super excited to get this out to the range and test it out. Now, speaking of the comped barrel, the barrel in this is still the 4-inch hammer forged barrel. It's the exact same barrel that is in the RM1C. It's just this one has the port cut into the barrel. All right, now we're going to move down to the slide and the slide serrations on this, and everyone knows that I really like the serrations on the RM1C and the RM1S. I do like to rack my pistols from the front, and you've got some really nice, deep, usable serrations here in the front, and the same on the rear. Now, on the back of your slide, this does have a striker indicator, and as you can see right now, it is red. Once you pull the trigger, it will go back to black. All right, we're going to move down to the frame. So this obviously has a black polymer frame, and one super cool thing with the Rost Martin, it is fully ambi. So it does have an ambi slide stop on it. You've got it on this side and this side. Your mag release is also ambi on this, and you do not have to switch it around like you do on a lot of other guns. This is set up to where you can drop your mag with your thumb or your trigger finger if you're a lefty like me, and vice versa if you are a right-handed shooter. And now we're going to get into another con on this gun that they fixed with the RM1S. So the texturing on the frame is really nice. I like this texture Rost Martin uses. It is not real aggressive, but it just works. And they've got the nice texturing here on the sides. You do have it here on the front and this side. And you have that texturing on the back of your back strap, and that texturing is on all three of the back straps. So depending on which one you want to use, you do have that texturing. Now, up here in the front, they put some really nice texturing here for your thumb ledge or memory pad, whatever you want to call it, but it is not recessed in. And one thing that I wish they would have done that they did with the RM1S, and I was hoping they were going to do it with the comped version, was add this texturing up here. And even though this texturing is nice, there is really no cut into the frame to rest your thumb on like you have here on the RM1S. So as you can see here, they added the texturing here above the mag release, which is really nice. And if you look at your thumb ledge or memory pad, they have actually sunk this in with that texturing, so you actually really do have a ledge there to put your thumb. And that's why I started carrying this gun, because I love how it feels in my hand. So I just wish they would have put the texturing here on the RM1C comped, but I get it. You'd have to retool everything, change the mold. And like I said, this is still just the RM1C. Everything's the same other than the comp. Now we move out here to the front, and we do have a very nice accessory rail on this. Now you can run the Streamlight TLR1 HL on this. That's a very popular light. It's a full-size light. Obviously, it's going to hang in front of your gun quite a bit, but you can run the TLR1 HL on this. I have. You can also run the TLR7 HLX that I have on the RM1S. The trigger guard on this is nice and big, no issues at all. Shooting this gun with gloves on. When I did the review on the RM1C, it was still cold, and I was shooting it with gloves on, no issues there. And you do have a really nice undercut here. This gun's actually really comfortable in my hand. Now, I have big hands. I wear 2XL gloves. My pinky is hanging off of the edge of the flared magwell that's built into the frame here, but it's actually really comfortable. Now, speaking of that, you saw how my hand fits on the RM1C. With the RM1S, I cannot get my pinky on here. That is why I run this with a 15-round extended mag instead of the 12-round flush fit. So while we're talking about the magazines, this is the 15-round flush fit mag that comes with the gun. Now I can get a full grip on this. And this is the way I carry the RM1C. Now these are very nice mags. They are steel mags. You've got the Rost Martin logo here in the front. It does have the holes in the back so you can see how many rounds are in this, and it does say 9mm on this side. They are very easy to take apart. I take these mags apart and clean them all the time. Got the USA flag here on the bottom, and you just pull up on that tab and push that base pad forward. Very easy to clean the mags. Now the extended mag, this is a 17 rounder. So you got a little bit of a bigger extended base pad on your magazine. This one breaks down a little different. This has a tab here on the back. I do believe you pull up on this. Yeah, probably shouldn't have done that. There we go. So this mag's even easier to take apart than the other one, but really nice magazines, and their magazines are very well priced on the website. Like I said, I don't like talking about prices on here. YouTube gets weird about it, but you definitely want to go over to Rost Martin's website because they've got some pretty cool accessories for all of their guns. All right, the last thing I want to talk about on the frame, the back straps are real easy to change on this too. There is a pin right here. Just knock that pin out, pull down on the back strap, and switch it over to whatever you want to use. All right, the next thing I want to talk about is the trigger. I know everybody wants to know about the trigger. So yes, this gun is clear. There is no mag in it, nothing in the chamber. The Rost Martins actually have pretty good triggers. All right, so there is our take-up. Now, I have not shot this gun, like I said, so the take-up right now is a little bit gritty. It's been like this with all of the Rost Martins. Once I get about 150, 200 rounds on this gun, that trigger take-up right there will smooth right out. Now, you got very little take-up. Right there's the wall, and you just get a nice clean break. There's no creep, there's no walking through a wall, anything like that. But what's great about the Rost Martins, very short, tactile, audible reset. It does kind of force your finger forward, and then you've just got that nice, clean break. Taking the gun down, and if anybody from YouTube is watching this, I am just showing people how to field strip this gun to clean it. These are actually pretty easy to take apart. You've got your pull down lever right here, just like on a Glock, okay? So just pull the slide back a little bit, pull the lever down, pull the trigger, okay? Now the difference between this and a lot of other guns, you are not going to pull the slide forward. Your slide just lifts off. Once you pull the trigger, it's just going to pop loose, and you just pull it straight up. I'll show you what the inside of the frame looks like. And this is the slide. Now, to put this back together, you're just going to set your slide down just like that and pull it back. And that's it. Very, very easy to take it down, to clean it. These are really, really nice guns. Very hard to beat for the price. And I am super excited to get this out to the range and test it out. Now, I'm not going to put an optic on this because I don't know which optic I want to put on it yet. So you're just going to have to wait till we do the review to see what optic I choose. Or you can follow me on Instagram or X or Facebook, and there probably will be a couple pictures of this gun that will go up before the review comes out, and you can go over there and check out and see what it looks like. One other thing that I want to bring up, and this is kind of a question, you guys can sound off in the comments and let me know, and this is kind of my way of figuring out if you're watching this video all the way to the end. Rost Martin does offer a performance trigger now on their website as an upgrade for, I do believe, all three of them. You should be able to put that trigger in all three frames. Let me know if that's something you guys would like me to test out. I do believe on their website it says it drops that trigger pull down to 4 to 4.5 pounds. So if that's something you guys want to see, sound off in the comments and let me know. Maybe we can make another video on upgrading the trigger in this. And the last thing is, since I have all three Rost Martins now, I think it would be pretty cool if we do a video comparing all three guns. So that's probably something we'll work on over the summer. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.